welcome to the final week of the Top Spoon Challenge. We've got a few housekeeping items before I get to some of those questions from the website, from the Facebook page. Housekeeping items. Everybody needs to take care of their measurements this week. So Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, go ahead and get those measurements done. Height, weight, waist, neck, hip. No hip for the guys. Right? Yeah, no hip for the guys. Send those over to me just so we have a bunch of before and afters. I'll be also setting up the hydrostatic body fat test this week, so be on the lookout tomorrow for the sign-up sheet. I'll be putting that in the document section here on the Facebook page. Let's see, what else? Well, first of all, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody in this challenge. It's been great interacting with you guys, and this entire process has been really easygoing. This has been the best challenge so far, and there's been so much success. Man, I'm so excited about all the success. And I just keep hearing more and more and more. I mean, not even just, aesthetic success, but performance success here in the gym. It's crazy. The two have really been going hand in hand, so I love hearing about it, and I love seeing it. And so thank you guys for being such awesome spooners. That's weird, but I think you know what I meant. Okay, let's see. Let's attack a few questions here. I wanted to pull these out and actually do them in the video. Is there a time of day after which I shouldn't eat carbs? Absolutely not. There is no time of day after which you shouldn't eat carbs. Sometimes I think people might eat carbs a little too early, and that can drive a hunger cycle, but it's not just any carbs. It's really just sugary carbs. You wake up in the morning, you're really hungry, and you grab a banana, and all of a sudden you've got this insulin spike, it crashes, and now you're hungry again. It can create an issue for the day, especially if you're someone who finds it difficult to deal with hunger. I mean, I think we all find it somewhat difficult to deal with hunger, but denying that urge is tough. So if you're eating carbs a little early and it creates that urge, then that can be an issue. But there's no time after which you shouldn't eat carbs. 9 o'clock, let's say bedtime's 10 o'clock, and it's 9:45, and you still have a bunch of carbs to eat in your day, just eat them. Just eat them. No big deal. Is there a time of day after which I shouldn't eat anything? Same answer. Protein, fat, carbs, doesn't matter what it is, you can eat it all any time of day. And actually what's interesting, because I think some of these questions revolve around generalized things about weight loss. And there are some really interesting studies out there about, timing and whether or not you lose more weight if you eat more food at night, or if you lose more weight if you eat your food in the morning. And what's interesting about these studies is their conclusions show that you lose more weight by changing the time that you eat rather than when you eat. But of course there are other variables, but in regards to weight loss, it's more about the change than the timing, which is pretty cool. There's also other strategies to maintain a positive growth environment in the body where you eat sugar before you go to bed on purpose to drive an insulin spike, because it drives growth hormone response overnight, which gives you a better recovery. It helps maintain a positive growth environment in the body, which is pretty cool. Let's see. If I have plateaued with weight loss, ... is it because ... I say ... at the end of this one because I know this question was asked by a specific person, but I've heard this question over the last 5 years from lots and lots and lots of people. And usually, this is a really tough one to answer because generally speaking, especially when we're talking macros, we try to eat one way. And we say, okay, these are my macros and these are going to work for weight loss. But that's not how the body works. Body's kind of an amazing machine. It likes to adapt to what you're doing. So if you're eating a very specific way, you only have a small window of time where the body is still adapting. And maybe that's where you're going to lose some weight. So, week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you lose some weight, and then week 6 you hit a plateau, and it's like, why did I hit that plateau? Well, if you're eating the same way and you're doing the same things over and over again, the body kind of adapts to that, and it slows the metabolism down. That reaction is actually the sign of a healthy metabolism, which is great because your body's working the way it should. So if I have plateaued with weight loss, and you're just kind of maintaining and you're eating the same way, then this is actually a good thing. This is a good sign of a healthy metabolism and your body's willingness to adapt to the situation. And this sort of leads me to the next question. How sustainable are these macros? And I want to say there is not a single one of these sets, not a single macro set out there in this challenge right now that is perfectly sustainable, because your body's going to adapt to them. So ideally, you go through level 2, you go through level 2B, you go through level 3, and now we have a bunch of different strategies. Ideally, we flip between these strategies and keep the body stimulated in different ways so that we can maintain a positive environment in the body that allows for progress. And now progress doesn't always mean, lower body fat for abs. Sometimes that's the progress that we're looking for, but sometimes progress is breaking through a strength plateau or a speed plateau or adding flexibility. And it requires recovery of the muscle in order to add flexibility. So you have to maintain a positive growth environment in the body, or an environment in the body where it's adapting to the exercises that we're doing. That way, when it's time to lose fat and we employ a certain strategy to do that, the body says, oh, okay, shed fat time. And then when it's time to gain strength, you eat a different way and you start to add strength. And then we can start to change our nutrition based on our goals and based on kind of external factors. So these macros are as sustainable as your goals are. Anytime your goal changes, the macros have to change. Now, from a plan perspective, if you're on level 3 right now, we are going to stop you on level 3 right now. And we will actually switch up your plan. If you kind of enjoy the way level 3 works and you want to continue losing some fat or continue that fat loss journey, then I have a kind of more of a maintenance plan for level 3. That's quite a bit more sustainable. So level 3, as it was not all that sustainable and should not go beyond this week if you've been doing it the whole time. But I have a plan for you to move into. So if you'd like to continue that, personal message me, and we can rearrange your plan based on your new measurements and then move forward from there. Level 2B, sustainable. If you're still moving in the right direction, keep it. Hold on to it and keep on going. If you're plateaued, then send me a message. Let me know. Most people should have plateaued in the last couple weeks. So if you're making progress, this is a really, really, really good thing. 6-7 weeks into a plan like this, still making progress is awesome. However, if you feel like you've kind of hit a plateau, then we can make some adjustments. I've made a couple adjustments over the last few weeks, and we kick-started things moving in the right direction. It's pretty. I don't want to say it's simple, but it's pretty easy adjustments to make. And then level 1 and level 2, those are good solid plans to learn about dialing in quantities for the day, quantities of food that you're eating for the day. But they're not super sustainable macros. What you're going to want to do if you're on level 1 or level 2, and if you want to keep eating that way, is you're going to want to go up a little bit and go down a little bit and play with those numbers to see how your body reacts over the coming months. And then when we do this challenge again in October, we can switch you from level 1 or 2 over to level 2B, and we can start working on nutrient timing and carb cycling with activity level. That's a much more sustainable plan. So yeah, flipping between level 2, 3, switching between level 2B and level 3 are probably, that's probably the most sustainable way of eating. So if you haven't been through all the levels yet, the challenge in October, you can step back up, do the next level, and then once you've done all of the levels, you'll have some pretty solid plans to kind of flip back and forth with. And that flip back and forth, that's what's sustainable for the rest of your life. Because as you age, as you change your activity levels, as your goals change, the macros have to change. And so in that way, none of them are sustainable, but the plans themselves are sustainable, just not the exact numbers. Beyond that, I don't have any other questions that I wanted to pull out and kind of answer here. But if you guys have any more, please feel free to put them below this video and I'll answer them either in the comments or in another video. We've still got 1 week left, but we've got to hit these performance benchmarks hard. So hit them good. Good luck, everybody. Can't wait to see all the improvements. And I'll see you on the flip side.